Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Digital Success Hot Seat. As you know, this whole series has been designed to showcase real entrepreneurs and real stories of their journey, going from starting off with their passion of running their business and how they actually found themselves on the online space, their challenges, their learnings, and where they are now. Because if you have been following along, would probably know, one of my biggest frustrations is the amount of gurus out there who are telling people that you do a particular course and you can make 7 figures online because everybody's doing it. The whole purpose of this is to bring a little bit more reality into it and introduce some really incredible entrepreneurs that are making things happen in the online space. So today I am really excited to have Narelle Clyde with me. Now, Narelle is a multidimensional healer and a spiritual coach, but she didn't start out on this journey. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. So good to be here.
Yeah. Oh, good. So tell us a little bit about your journey, because you didn't start out in this space, the online space and the coaching space.
Did not. No. So I started off actually as a personal trainer back in the UK when I lived over there, and moved into the travel industry when I came to Australia in 2006. So 2 of my passions, fitness and travel, definitely. Lived a few lives there. And then I actually got into the personal development space when I started my sort of awakening journey. So as I developed into who I really am, I sought out, all the things, the podcasts, the mentors, the courses, all the things to help me on my journey. And that really inspired me to start my own business in helping other people on their journey.
Wonderful. So obviously, reaching people face to face is a bit difficult, especially this year with this wonderful pandemic and everything being in lockdown. What are some of the challenges that you've found starting your business and actually moving into this space?
Gosh, so many challenges starting a business. I think probably the biggest one is, for me, was self-belief. It was definitely, just backing yourself and not having somebody else to go, this is what you should be doing, or yay, you're doing a really good job, or you do this and it leads to that. It's sort of navigating and paving your own path and figuring it out along the way, and failing and being okay with failing, because historically I've been such a perfectionist that I would just stand on the edge and kind of go, I'm too scared to jump, I'm too scared to do that, and really diving into my business journey, it has been okay. I've just got to be okay with jumping off the cliff naked again and again and again and again, and finding your wings or finding your parachute on the way down, or building it, really, probably more so on the way down, and just really believing in yourself again and again and again. That for me was the biggest thing. Those self-doubt gremlins come in and try and take over. That's probably been one of my biggest challenges. Yeah.
And that seems to be a big thing for a lot of entrepreneurs, is having that, like, you have this passion and then all of a sudden all these fears keep creeping in and all these doubts of, well, am I good enough? How are people going to trust me and believe me? It is a huge thing. So how did you find yourself working through that? You mentioned before that you've done a lot of different courses and different mentors and things like that. How did you find yourself navigating this online space?
Great question. For me, definitely having support, having somebody to lean on, to go to in those moments of, what am I even doing? Like, am I doing the right thing? Having someone to just really keep you on path, because it's really easy to just get caught up in all of those fears. And, especially if you have unsupportive people around you, which at the start of my journey, I definitely did. And nobody in my family, nobody in my friendship groups really were doing anything like what I was doing. And so it was very much a leap of faith, and they're all sort of going, you're crazy, you know, you're leaving this amazing job, and what are you doing? And, you know, it was just a total soul knowing that I needed to do it. And so, yeah, having support along that journey with various mentors, like people that you can really, just lean on in those times of need, completely invaluable to me. Yeah, I'm not sure I would have even got off the ground without having that support. Yeah.
So how did you find your mentors? Because you often hear people say, you know, you need a coach and you need a mentor, and I think until you've had it, people and until you've worked in and started your own journey, you don't realize how lonely it can be at times and how much you can get caught up in your own head and your own thoughts. So how did you go about finding your mentors and the people to support you going through?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. I feel like they just came to me, to be completely honest. It feels like, you know, it's when it's almost like, I don't know where the saying comes from, but, you know, when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And so, you know, whether I knew I was ready or not is a totally different question. But yeah, just really by moving forward on my path and being open and willing, I really found that I was able to attract those people into my reality, and then of course it's up to me to have the courage to go, cool, okay, let's do this, let's invest in myself, let's take the next step, let's take the leap, and all of the stuff that comes up with that, because, you know, there's a part of you that really wants to achieve and really wants to go to that next level and do all of those things, and then there's another very safe, comfortable part of you that doesn't want to do those things, and they'll be the ones with all of the, you know, like, maybe this isn't the right mentor for you, and maybe, you know, well, it's too expensive, or, you know, all of those things that come up in your mind. There's really just the fear and the safety aspect of you wanting to keep you exactly where you are, and not propel forward. And so, yeah, navigating that balance of the ego self and the higher self is definitely a part of that journey as well. But honestly, to answer your question, I think just being ready and open and willing, and then following the nudge on, you know, who I've been attracted to work with.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, especially for people starting out too. It's that perceived cost. You know, this is a massive expense, and it's interesting. Like the more that I talk to people, and I find more from the marketing side, I get very frustrated with people that have been through 2 and 3 different websites because they've been told, well, you need to have this, and no, you need to have that. And that's where I suppose trying to figure out exactly who is the right person to lead you at the right time becomes a big thing. So
yeah, and I think that comes down to trusting yourself and trusting your intuition. And for me, I'm a massive advocate of meditation, because it just helps you to connect to that part of you, and the amount of inspirations and synchronicities that have happened through meditation and through that practice that have really allowed me to line up with those people. I would say it's one of our biggest tools in business, as well as in life. But yeah, it's such an underused and undervalued tool that is, you know, it's available to everybody every day, free of charge, and, you know, that helps you to line up with those things, and then know who is the right person for you. And, you know, what someone might not seem right at the time, or looking back in hindsight, or whatever, but you know, as you progress, you can see like it's a little piece of the puzzle on your journey that you needed to you know what you didn't want in order to really know what you do want.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, yeah.
So as far as in your bio, you've written a book.
Yes.
And you're a multidimensional healer. Explain what that is. I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, that's another great question. And so, you know, ultimately we're all multidimensional beings, right? So we're not just here on this earth in this flesh suit and that's it. You know, we get born, we work, and then we die or whatever. Like we know that that's not the case. And so we're all multidimensional and have access to different modalities and different energies and different frequencies all the time. And so I bring that through my work in a multitude of ways, but primarily through light language. And so light language is a form of communication that is understood by on a soul level. So and you'll hear it when you're ready to hear it, kind of thing. Some people might listen to it and not be ready to step into that aspect of themselves and not connect to themselves in a soul way. And then others they'll hear it instantly and just have a deep resonance, but not know why, maybe, or they might feel love or joy or any other kind of emotion. And basically this frequency that comes through, it is channeled, so it will be channeled through me from other realms, higher consciousness, source, God, whatever you relate to.
The label you put on it.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And so, and then it's different for everyone. So whatever you're ready for at that time is what you will receive. And so there is unlimited ways in which it can be used. It can be to activate your codes of wealth. It can be to heal physical symptoms and ailments. It can be to clear your energy field, balance your chakras, activate light codes within you, which is basically bringing more light into your body and accelerating your ascension process. And I could do a whole month talking just about light language. So that's really in a snapshot.
Yeah, by the sounds of it, it's energy work along the same sort of realms as almost like Reiki.
It is almost like Reiki, yes. So it's using energy to
energy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So with something as esoteric, and when you're talking energy and obviously, you will connect with the people that are ready to work with you the same way that you've connected with your mentors.
Yeah.
How do you get that message out online? How do you get that message out when people, you've literally got 8 seconds to get their attention, and how do you show up and get people to connect with you that way? Because I'm sure there's, with everything that's been going on, people are moving more and more into the energetic realm. More so than, like you say, you work, you're born, you work, you die. You might have a few kids on the way and, whatever.
Yeah, and some adventures and, all things. Yeah, of course. We came for this human experience and, it's important to enjoy it all, definitely.
Exactly. So how do you get that message of what you do and how you work with people across in an online situation?
Yeah, so a few different ways really, and I think it ultimately comes down to whatever you do, whatever your business is, it's about being yourself. So the more me I am, the more I show up as myself, whether it's on my Instagram stories or Facebook stories or whatever, or a Facebook post, if I'm just sharing something that's coming through, that is what connects people to me ultimately. And then the light language can come second. It's like, I don't know, I'm just, attracted to that person, there's something there. and then, that will be the connection. But also for me personally, I've noticed that sharing light language on Instagram and on Facebook through like a live stream or a video, for example, or through writing, a lot of people connect with it through artwork actually, that I've posted, because they feel a resonance with it. It moves something within them, in the same way that any artwork moves someone, or music, or something creative. It's the same kind of thing. It speaks to you on a soul level, and everybody is different. Everyone will resonate with different pieces of art and different musics. It's the same thing with people, obviously, and light language, because although the light language is coming through me, and so it's technically not me, it's still coming through my filter. So it's really important for me to be, I've sort of gone off on a tangent here, but I'll wrap that up and then I'll come back. It's really important for me to be really, sort of strict with my practices in making sure that I'm a clear channel for what is coming through. So that really involves me doing a lot of inner work so that all of my stuff is removed, so that what I'm bringing through is really just what is coming through. So that was a tangent. The original question was, oh yes, and so showing up with videos. I've noticed that when I do a live or a video with light language, it's a thing that, you know, people will reach out and sort of go, I don't know what that means, but it really spoke to me, and it really said something to me. I'd love to chat, and then we get on and chat and find out what's coming up for them, or what they need, or where they're at, and we sort of go on that journey from there.
And so that's where the coaching comes in from there, is when they
yes. Yeah.
So it really comes back to having that confidence and getting over that fear, because I know for a lot of people, and myself included, when I started doing video, it literally took me 2 days to do this one particular video. There's another lady, Melissa Groom, who runs a 30-day video challenge every month. So it's a very safe space. Nobody sees what you do. But it literally took me 2 days to hit record, and then it was so heavily edited by the time I finally put it up on Facebook. So getting over that fear of actually showing up and having to deal with other people's perceptions, I think, is a big thing for owners and entrepreneurs starting out. So especially for someone like yourself, dealing and working in an energy space. So is that something that was an issue for you in the beginning, or how do you?
Oh, 100%. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Terrified of getting on camera. And it was one of those things like, you've got to do a live stream, you've got to do a live stream, you've got to do a live stream. And this is where having a mentor was really helpful at that time, because, you know, she was really keeping me accountable to, you know, that's your next evolution. You've got to start showing up on video. And so, the first time you do anything is generally terrible. You know, you think about the first time we learned to walk. Are we masters at it? No, we stumble around and fall over, and and so it's the same with anything. And so I think if we give up on the first hurdle, there's no way you can't build a business, obviously, if you do that anyway. But it's just about being in the arena and just doing the thing, and then just practicing and just really letting go of any kind of judgment from other people, because people are going to judge you anyway. So you may as well show up and do what you're here to do and let them judge. You know, if you're going to be judged for not being yourself, well, that's a waste of time and energy. So show up, be yourself, do the thing you came here to do, and let people deal with their own stuff, because it's always going to be there. It's always going to exist. And easier said than done. You know, there's still the fear when you come up with the video. But definitely, and actually, that's a good reminder. I might go back and watch my very first live stream, because it would be hilarious. And you still get. I don't really get nervous jumping on live streams or anything like that anymore. But just showing up in general, I don't know if that ever goes away. I think it's just feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's like, are you going to let that stop you? No. So just kind of get on with it and put your stuff to the side.
I think one of the greatest things, and I remind myself quite often, having grown up being very much a people pleaser, and one of the things is, well, are they paying your bills? If they're not paying your bills, then they really shouldn't have an opinion, or their opinion shouldn't matter.
It doesn't matter, exactly.
That is the big thing. So you've been on this journey for a few years now. Yeah.
Well, I started my business 3 years ago and been on the path for about 6 years. Yeah.
Okay. So over that course of this last 6 years, what would you say have been some of your biggest wins, like things that you've just gone, that was fantastic?
So many things. Just really having the courage to be myself. Probably, the one that stands out the most is bringing light language out into the public, I guess, because for me that was very much something that when I was a child, I didn't know what it was as a child. I would just, speak and sing this dialect. And, my parents just like, gibberish, she's not, what's she even talking about, kind of thing. So it was shut down. And so for a long time, it just wasn't even there. And so when it sort of reactivated in me and came through, and then I was using it for myself, and I was using it for friends and family, and then, it's just that soul nudge again it's time to really, bring this out to the world kind of thing, and really claim it, because it's what I'm here to do. And that was scary. I mean, that was just like, oh my God, really? Like, people are going to think I'm weird, I'm a freak, like, all of the things I felt as a child, that all sort of coming back to me. And so I'm really just proud of the fact that I followed the soul nudges, and of which there have been so many, as we know, and just get out there and just do it, because it was an absolute game changer for me, for my business. It was like, it just turned it completely. I mean, I thought I was doing pretty well up until that point, and then it just kind of exploded in a way, and it was like, all I have to do is be me, and that's it.
You've been involved with running retreats and all sorts now, haven't you? It's not just...
Yeah, definitely. Which has been a major part of it. And you have these ideas and these inspirations and these things that you love to do, and you give it a bit of attention, and then all of a sudden you're at the retreat, leading these amazing women, and you're writing a book, and all of these things, and it's just just keep marching forward, and have those clear intentions in mind, and
show up as you.
That's number one, for sure. You have to, and that's the hardest thing for most people, because it's kind of like, well, who am I? Because of years of programming and conditioning, and you can't do this and you should do that, and blah blah blah. And so really, that's a lot of what I do is, okay, let's strip back all of that and get back to soul, and let's connect with that person, because there's a million different strategies on how to do life and business, but there's only one you. And so really, you have a soul blueprint the same as you have a business blueprint. Everything that you do has a unique imprint for you, and the more you can know yourself, the better you can execute that in the world.
I love that, actually. There is only one you. You can follow all these other strategies, but the most important thing is showing up as yourself. So obviously a lot of this is around like the digital space and digital success. What would you say digital success was for you? What does that mean for you?
For me, it's I don't know if I'm you can correct me if I'm not understanding the question right, but for me, digital success feels like it's the ability to connect on a global scale. Like, I'm so grateful every single day that I'm able to use technology and digital marketing to reach, I've got clients in the UK, in Dubai, in the US, Australia, and actually none of my clients live on the Gold Coast. So, without digital marketing technology, I actually wouldn't be able to do what I do, in the way that I do it. So for me, that is, that's success. That's digital success. It's amazing. Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's actually really surprising that you don't actually have anyone locally.
I know. I know. Yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know why.
But it is amazing that you can actually have this global business. With clients all over the world, and it really doesn't make any difference.
Totally. Yeah. And for me, when I first started my business, it was very much about freedom lifestyle. Freedom is my highest value, and so it was about being able to do what I wanted, when I wanted, wherever I wanted. So it was really about being able to travel and do all of that stuff. And over time, I sort of gone, well, freedom comes from within. You can go and travel and you can be anywhere and do anything, but if you don't feel free within yourself, you're never going to have freedom. So it's like, okay, let's do that first, and then go and do what you want when you want. So I love the fact that if I wanted to, right now, probably not. But if I wanted to go and, you know, head back to the UK and spend a month there, my business doesn't stop. It's, you know, and I just think that's such a gift that we all have, the ability to do now, like, you know, unless you're a heart surgeon or something.
But that's it. I mean, that really is the true definition of success these days, is to live the life that you want on your own terms. It's,
absolutely,
you know, you're not being dictated to. So that's fantastic.
100%. Yeah, so blessed.
So if somebody was coming, like someone was starting out and, you know, they're wanting to start their own business and not too sure where to go, what would be sort of 2 to 3 tips that you would actually give to someone who came to you and said, I'm quitting my job, I'm taking the leap, I'm going to start my own business? Have you got any tips for me?
Cool. So first would be congratulations for taking that leap, because it takes balls. And the next thing would be, if you're not already, meditate. 100%. It will keep you grounded, centered, connected to your intuition. You sleep better, you have more energy. I mean, I could go on and on and on about the list of benefits, but it's like, yeah, you're on path when you're meditating.
Just as an aside, is that something that you teach, or is that something that you help people do?
It's something I help my private clients with, yes. So, and through my courses as well, it will always be a recommendation that they do meditate, and we'll give tips for that. And then in my free group Ascension Circle, every 2 weeks or twice a month, we do, you know, we have a circle where we connect and chat about all the magical things, and then I facilitate a guided meditation with light language at the end. Okay. So yeah, it's definitely something that I do and enjoy, and it's a massive part of my life. So yeah.
Okay, perfect. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So that's one tip. Get support, be supported, absolutely, 100%, right from the very beginning, because as soon as the wobbly wheels kick in, which they will, many times, you've got to have somebody there to support you, you know, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, businessly. And that's not to say you have to have a coach in all areas, but to have somebody, you know, whether it's a group support or, you know, whatever it is, have support, be supported, be accountable to your actions, because it's very can be lonely and confusing and hard. And then the other thing would be to do the work, you know, as things come up, notice notice where the challenge is coming from, because, you know, challenges are only given to us to help us grow and evolve and to learn from. And so the quicker you can learn from challenges that you face, the quicker you're getting to where you want to go. Not that it's a destination, you know, it's a journey. But so getting to know yourself, which kind of ties in with the meditation, because it's a really, really solid way to really get to know who you are and what you want, and connect with your business blueprint and all of that stuff. So
cool. So if people wanted to connect with you, how do they get in touch? So you've mentioned Ascension Circle, and you've mentioned that you're on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah,
that's pretty much the main places where I play. So Facebook and Instagram, and it's just my name, Narelle Clyde, so super easy. And love to meet new people, connect with awesome entrepreneurs and business owners, and definitely. And obviously the free group Ascension Circle, the link's in my bio in both Instagram and Facebook.
Maybe we'll love to put the link to that in the comments underneath. So that people can connect with you that way.
Absolutely. Always happy to chat.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today.
And, my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
For sharing your journey, because that's, I mean, I often say if people just get one or two tips, or even just a little bit of inspiration.
You never know. And sometimes it's like, you know, I've heard that so many times before, and it's just, you know, sometimes it just lands differently. And so, it's, any questions anyone has about anything that I've shared, I'm more than happy to answer. And thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Alrighty, okay. All right, guys, well, I hope you really enjoyed that. And like I said, the whole purpose of these interviews is to give you some inspiration and some tips and to show you that you're not alone, that we all go through the same processes and the same thing, just maybe slightly different. So I hope you have got something out of today, and I look forward to you joining me next Wednesday at 10:30 for another Digital Success Hot Seat. Thanks again. Thank you so much for joining me on the Digital Success Hot Seat, where we interview incredible experts about their online journey, their challenges, their tips, what's worked for them, what hasn't. So if you're really enjoying this series, I'd love it if you would just hit the subscribe button below and also hit the bell, so that way you get notified every single time we upload a new interview. I really appreciate you joining us, and let's get on with it.